today is wipe day. Patch 0.15 is finally upon us, bringing us all sorts of amazing changes, new bosses, new weapons, all that kind of stuff. In this video, I want to talk about 4 great early game goals for you guys to go for straight away after wipe day. If this is your first wipe, this video is going to be liquid gold. It's going to be jam-packed with valuable and digestible information to help you get that upper hand. And even if you're a seasoned veteran in post-apocalyptic Russia, this is still going to be a good refresher for you guys out there. And let's make this a discussion. If you've got thousands of hours in this game and you think that my list sucks ass, then please leave your list in the comments for everybody to learn from. And as a little sneak preview, I've included an off-meta underrated item for the 4th thing on this list, just for you experienced guys out there to mix up your playstyle a little bit. So that being said, let's get into these 4 great early game goals that anyone can knock out in the first week of the wipe. A documents case, docs case, whatever you want to call it. For those of you guys who don't know, the docs case is a container that you can stick up your prison pocket and it can store currency, info items, key cards, a key card holder case if you have that early wipe, maps, physical bitcoins if you're lucky enough to find those, and guitar picks, all sorts of random small items. Having one of these in your secure container early on is going to be super beneficial because you're going to be able to stack up those items that you find in raid. Even if you die, you're going to be able to bring those valuable items out and keep them with you to use later on. The earlier you get this, the better you're going to be because the more items that you're going to be able to accumulate. You can get a docs case as a quest reward from Punisher Part 5, but that's a little bit later on and you can consider that mid-game almost. And another quest that drops this earlier is Nostalgia from Jaeger. So if you have access to these quests on the first week, definitely knock these out and get that docs case. But otherwise, the other ways to get this is you can find them in marked rooms if you're lucky enough to get a marked key the first week. If not, the most common way that I found this is looking for treasure items. So if you're lucky enough to get a horse, a lion, or a cat statue from underground caches or looting the dead bodies on ground zero, that kind of stuff, anywhere that drops treasure items, hang on to these treasure items because you're going to need 1 cat, 1 lion, and 4 horses, I think. I'll put it up on screen, but you're going to need a handful of treasure items to trade in for a docs case at Therapist level 2. Getting one of these early is going to be super important and it's going to accelerate your progression because you're going to be able to store all sorts of random items that you're going to need later on. It's important that we begin collecting our key cards and key collection early, and the docs case is absolutely crucial for being able to organize your stash and have those keys and key cards ready to go easily and swap them out in your secure container once you've got like 5 or 6, several docs cases in your stash. If you make it to level 15 and you haven't had a docs case yet, then make sure to immediately go to the flea, pick up one of these docs cases, and check if the barter for the treasure items is actually cheaper than straight up buying the docs case, and just go with whatever option is cheaper. But finding a docs case is definitely really important. Alright guys, the next important unlock, we're going to want to get easy access to throwables. The starting throwables are going to be the RGD5 from Prapor level 3, the F1 hand grenade Prapor level 2, and Zarya stun grenade also Prapor level 2. You're going to want to rush Prapor level 2 just so that you're able to get access to these grenades consistently and buy them every reset if you can. Throw all these grenades every time you buy them for strength XP and just to give you the upper hand in combat, of course. Make sure that you're using nades liberally. This goes for both PvE encounters and PvP encounters. Think about how you want to throw one before each risky peak or each engagement for info. Flash grenades are really good for PvE encounters because scavs will always yell out when they see a grenade no matter what type of grenade it is, and that allows you to move your character accordingly and deal with any PvE threats in the area. For PvP, ideally you want to be using the lethal grenades, so the RGD5 and the F1. This is going to get people to rotate and move to avoid damage, and that's going to give you info on their location and better handle that encounter. So make sure that you're unlocking your grenades as soon as possible. Grenades are absolutely key in Escape from Tarkov, and you're going to want to have a consistent supply of them to always fall back on. So yeah, level 2 Prapor and eventually level 3, really great unlock for the early game, and this also lets you get a head start leveling your strength level when you throw out these grenades every raid. Next thing that I recommend doing on a fresh wipe is unlocking the Thor CRB from Ragman level 2. This is going to be a quest to unlock it, and I'll put it up on screen. You're going to need 2 slim diaries to barter for a Thor, but this is going to be your bread and butter go-to armor all the way through mid-wipe, and even until late wipe, people are still using this because it's level 3 air mid and it has great play options. Overall, I know that you're not going to be able to run the Thor every game straight out of Ragman level 2 because you're probably not going to going to be level 15 to access the flea market to get this barter on reset. But make sure that you're taking this barter every time you get 2 Slim Diaries. Take this barter and go ahead and ensure that armor, because you're going to be tanking so many bullets early game using that level 3 aramid with level 4 and 5 plates on the front and side. Level 2 ragman overall is the point where you can stop using scav gear, scav armor, and start picking up your own armor from traders. You're going to be able to barter for a sword and headset, and you're going to be able to straight up buy a cuirass and 6B13 assault armor, which on top of the Thor CRV, those are going to be your go-to options in the early wipe to really avoid damage from scav rounds and other players. The cuirass is really good. It doesn't have options for side plates, but it does have good plate options, and it's level 2 airman, protects the neck from buckshot, stuff like that. And same with the 6B13 assault armor. It is level 2 aramid, but it has groin protection and neck protection, which is going to be really valuable early on when people are running low tier ammo. So level 2 ragman, really key to get that unlocked so you don't have to keep using scav gear. Once you have those early ragman quests done, which aren't too hard, they're really easy. Just go on interchange for like half a day and you should be there, no problem. Once you have that, then you don't have to worry about scabbing for your armor anymore or looting scavs for armor. You'll just always have it ready to go. All right, this is my favorite tip on this list. At level 2 Jaeger, you'll be able to purchase something called a Monstrum Tactical Compact Prism Scope 2x32. This little scope is absolutely great. I love it so much. You can buy 2 of these per reset for really cheap. I think it's like 39k at level 2 Jaeger, and super cheap. If you kill a PMC, your scope's only 39k, so you can just insurance fraud it or put it in your backpack and take their scope, and you've just made profit on the opponent's voodoo or whatever expensive scope that they may be running. And in my opinion, 2x magnification is the best magnification option for FPS games. If you have a voodoo or those metascopes, it makes you choose between 1x or 6x or 4x. So it doesn't give you the option for that 2x magnification, which is just better in my opinion. It's the best magnification because you don't have to worry about variable scope switching in mid to close range combat. Once you scope in, you're gonna have that 2x sight picture ready to go to land that headshot immediately without having to worry about adjusting your scope, which is super underrated for PvP. And you don't have to worry about wasting 200 to 300k rubles on the flea for a metascope or doing an expensive barter with skier to get a metascope or anything like that, when you can just run a compact 2x32 and then kill someone and get a come up on their scope, which is so much better. Never again do you guys need to waste 300k on a razor early wipe. Just run this. I promise you guys, it's amazing. I've seen PvP streamers running the Monstrum 2x scope, and I swear this thing's on the come up, guys. It's super underrated. Give this scope a shot in your next 5 raids, and I promise you'll be getting kills in those raids. It's dirt cheap, and it allows me to loot other people's better scopes and put it on my gun, because they're going to be the ones buying the voodoos, they're going to be the ones buying the razors and all that, and you're going to have this and you're going to be winning gunfights against them because you have that 2x versus their 1x sight picture. It's amazing, guys. Just try this out. I run this thing on my 6-beer late game, and it's amazing even then. If this thing costed twice the amount and was Jaeger level 4, I would still buy it. That's how good this thing is. And a little bonus tip at the very end: unlock ref as soon as you can and try to do the quests for ref. Me personally, this wipe, I'm going to utilize arena a lot more. I'm going to be playing arena a lot to get through the early game and even until the late game. And just looking at the ref trader at level 4 on screen, you can see that he sells pretty good weapons, and his assortment of items in his shop are actually really good for a level 4 trader. You can get a 6 spear. These prices, ignore these are lightweight prices, but you can get all these sorts of weapons. You can get Altons, you can get this level 4 helmet with ear protection that people use into the late wipe. A lot of good armor options, right? You got the Zabralo, Gen 4 body armor, the Ars Arma. He has a lot of stuff in his shop that's just really good in general. So unlocking ref, I feel like it's going to be really underrated this wipe. This is going to be our first wipe seeing the effects of ref and arena on the game. So it's going to be really interesting to take this approach and do the arena route instead of solely just doing raids. And all of this stuff is unlocked solely by just doing arena games, I think. I haven't done much ref stuff last wipe, and I'm going to dive more into that this wipe, but just from a surface level look at his level 4 shop, a lot of these things are really useful, and I'm definitely going to look into doing ref more this wipe. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you disagree with the list at all, please leave it in the comments. What are you guys going to personally go for the first week of wipe? Are you going to be playing PvP at all, or are you going to be playing PvE? Are you going to do arena? I'm really interested to see everybody's approach on this new wipe. But that being said guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.